Excuse me, do you know why we pulled you over today? Exactly, it's because you're not subscribed. So you better fix that right now, or we're gonna have to take you in. An exclusive from 9to5mac, and after this, I'm going to go. For real. An exclusive. iPhone 14 coming in 4 models without mini version, Pro models with taller screen. Satellite features still coming. Interesting.
Exclusive iPhone 14 coming in 4 models without mini version, Pro models with taller screen, satellite features still coming. Apple has just released new iPhone 13 models, but the company has already been working on iPhone 14. While 9to5mac sources corroborated a report about the new models having different chips. We also learned that the iPhone 14 Pro models may have a taller screen due to the new design and that Apple has still been working on satellite features. iPhone 14.
So I feel like the satellite features is the one that you would use in emergencies, right? If you don't have a cellular connection, or like you're in the middle of nowhere and you could use the satellite feature to get help, that's definitely cool. I feel like, obviously, I hope I never have to use it. The same for like the falling feature on the Apple Watch, that it could call like I don't know, emergency services on its own. But it's definitely cool, dude. Like, I feel like Apple is more and more looking into health and saving lives, which is we need that.
iPhone 14 details. Early iPhone 14 rumors suggested that Apple's smartphone lineup in 2022 will have 4 new models, but this time without a mini version. According to our sources, the new iPhone 14, codenamed D27 and D28, will be available in 6.1-inch and 6.7-inch versions. And the current 5.4-inch iPhone mini form factor will be discontinued. These phones will have the same display resolution as the current iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. However, the display on the new iPhones 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max, codenamed D73 and D74, may be slightly taller to accommodate the new Notch Plus Pull design that will replace the notch.
Okay, cool. So that's the obviously the new sensor housing, right? That some people are calling the notch. I feel like that's definitely cool. So you get more screen real estate, and hopefully, if the notch/pull design or the sensor housing is a little bit smaller, you get even more screen real estate. So that's definitely cool. I am curious how I am going to enjoy that new design, but hey. Whatever, dude. I can't wait for this. Wow, dude. Yeah, definitely wow.
Maybe slightly taller to accommodate the new Notch Plus Pull design that will replace the notch. As for the chip situation, 9to5mac sources confirmed that there will be 2 new iPhone 14 models based on the A15 chip, while 2 others will have a brand new chip. It's worth noting that Apple already has 2 different versions of the A15 chip, one of which has an extra GPU core and 6GB of RAM, used in 13 Pro models. Apple could use the high-end version of its A15 Bionic Chip in the entry-level iPhone 14 models. As 9to5mac also heard from our own sources that all this year's iPhones will have 6GB of RAM. The company could even rebrand the chip as A15X, as it has done in the past with the 2020 iPad Pro's A12Z chip, which is essentially the A12X chip with an extra GPU core. As another example, the Apple Watch Series 7 has the same CPU as the Apple Watch Series 6. But the chips are named Apple S6 and Apple S7 due to minor internal changes that have been made to the society.
The society. We live in a society. The SoC. Yeah, so, like I said, I feel like it was a display controller and something else that they changed in the package and then they rebranded it, which is something that happens more often than you think. Don't worry about it. But this is definitely cool news, and it only shows how bad Qualcomm of a job is doing, that Apple permits itself the right to keep an older flippin' chip in their flagship device that they're selling in their store. So it just shows that the competition has completely lost it. Qualcomm is basically like humiliating themselves from even being in this market. Have you ever used the Surface X?
satellite features. A few weeks before the iPhone 13 announcement, some reports suggested that Apple had been working on satellite communication features for upcoming iPhone models. Although these features were never added to the iPhone 13 lineup, 9to5mac sources told us that Apple is still working on satellite communication for iPhone. It's unclear whether the technology will be ready for this year's iPhone, but the company has been testing prototypes that are capable of sending text messages over satellite. That system is internally known by the codename Stewie. Both iPhone 14 and 14 Pro are expected to be introduced this fall. Be sure to check out our guide with everything we know so far about Apple's next-generation smartphone. FTC,
Yeah, so I mean it's just awesome, and it just shows Qualcomm said, yeah, it just shows how bad Qualcomm is doing at being a competitor. But anyways, this is great. Good exclusive, decent information. I feel like this is cool. Having a little bit more space with the new sensor housing, I feel like that's exciting. Obviously, the 6GB of RAM is something that could be exciting for the people that are going to buy a device with the A15X or whatever it's going to be called. But yeah, it's apparently it's decent enough to be faster than the competition, and Apple doesn't even seem to be afraid of next year's Qualcomm edition. That will beat out the entry-level iPhone 14. So I don't know what Qualcomm is still doing in this realm, in this battle, in this, like, I feel like they're humiliating themselves for even existing. They have to do something real fast, otherwise it's just done. Anyways, I feel like that's it, boys. No more breaking news. No more crazy shit. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what to say about this. I'm basically disappointed in the competition. I am excited for the future, and I am definitely happy to see that we're going to get a different design in terms of sensor housing and taller screen, like I just said. I'm really curious what they're going to do with the A16, because they're building this up as such a hype, which is absolutely mental. That chip is going to be a beast of a chip. I don't feel like people understand, but it's going to be a beast of a chip.